I am honored to welcome you all to this occasion, not only for TVET CDACC, but also for the entire TVET sector at large. On behalf of TVET CDACC management, I am thrilled and I truly appreciate you for honoring our invitation to be part of this big day. Before I make my speech, allow me, sir, our chief guest, to recognize the following. Chief guest, I recognize the support from the Chair Education Committee at Parliament. Chief guest, I recognize and appreciate the support by the directors at the State Department for TVET. Chief guest, I recognize CEO TVETA. I recognize CEO KNQA. I recognize CEO Kenya School of TVET. I recognize CEO COOPS, Higher Education Loans Board, CEO Kenya Federation of Juakali, CEO KEPSA, Council of Governors, Secretary General KENAPCO, CEOs of FKE, KAM, KETREB, Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, NITA, Kenya Medical Lab Technicians and Technologies Board. Chief guest, I recognize CEO Zizi Afrique Foundation, Kesha Kati Chairman, CEO Public Service, and chief guest, with your permission, I recognize our development partners led by CICAN, GIZ at TVET, ILO, the World Bank, USAID, Kenya Maritime Authority, Kenya Nutrition and Dietitians Institute, who have stood with us as TVET CDACC in developing our curricula, in facilitating our assessment, and in making our certification a success. We have worked with these that I've mentioned alongside others to make the work of TVET CDACC and TVET in this country a success. Our chief guest, I recognize also the Minister of Labor, State Department for Skills Development, all principals of our TVCs, VTCs, TTIs, national polytechnics, and university directors of TVET. We also recognize county directors of TVET who have supported us at the grassroots. Chief guest, the work that we are here to launch was supported by many, but in respect to time, I invite the representative from the ILO and the World Bank to stand and say jambo, because they supported us in the development of our strategic plan, and also they sponsored students into the assessment that is just ending. ILO, World Bank, thank you. Chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, today we are not only launching our TVET CDACC strategic plan covering the period 2023 to 2027, but also releasing the results of the March-April 2024 assessment series and celebrating the first anniversary of the TVET CDACC board. Chief guest, our council was appointed 1 year ago, and the chairman will be telling us what we've managed to achieve in that 1 year. It's a great council, and they have done so much. This document, the strategic plan, is a guiding light that will shape our future. It will set the boundaries within which we will operate and articulate our agenda in achieving our mandate. This plan will harmonize all our efforts aimed at tackling CBET implementation and challenges arising therein. Our chief guest, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the strategic plan is important in enabling the Council to execute its mandate through deliberate prioritization of projects and activities and optimal resource allocation. A key priority in our strategic plan is the continued support in implementation and enhancement of competence-based education and training. As we look forward to a new dispensation, it is worth noting that since our formation as a council, we have made significant strides in CBET implementation through TVET institutions in this country in developing learners, practical skills and competencies, ensuring that they are well prepared for the workforce. Our chief guest, allow me to highlight a few past achievements. Under the strategic plan of 2018 to 2023, the Council demonstrated commitment to enhancing the skills of Kenyan youth and promoting lifelong learning. We developed 429 CBET curricula in various skill areas, which is a testament to our dedication and hard work. To support the implementation of the curriculum, the Council developed 186 mentoring tools to support the industrial training and 184 learning guides that provide training contents to the trainers. These were developed in collaboration with industry to ensure that they met the current market demands, consequently reducing the instances of skills mismatch. During the planning period, the Council further established 135 competency-based assessment centers and trained over 12,000 verifiers and assessors to assist in the assessment process. Our chief guest, for the 2023-2026 planning period, as we celebrate our achievements, chief guest, under the previous plan, we draw key lessons from the challenges we faced during the way and recognize areas for improvement. This has provided valuable insights that have been instrumental in shaping and refining our strategies for this planning period. The 2023-2027 strategic plan has been carefully crafted to steer the Council towards its vision, goals, and objectives. This plan will guide priority setting and resource allocation, and more importantly, ensure alignment with the National Development Agenda, popularly known as Bottom-Up Economic Transformation Agenda. TVET CDACC has a crucial responsibility of actualizing the 5 pillars of Bottom-Up Economic Agenda, namely agriculture, micro, small, and medium enterprises, housing and settlement, healthcare, digital superhighway, and creative economy. With regard to competence-based assessment, our chief guest, allow me to say that competence-based assessments are at the core of our mandate, and I am glad to report that from May 2023, TVET CDACC has conducted assessment in 3 series. We have the July-August 2023, we have the November-December 2023 series, and we have the March-April 2024 assessment series. All these totaling up to about that 5,000 candidates. We are here to release the March-April 2024 assessment series results, and this is a moment of pride for all of us. Chief guest, I want to congratulate our trainees our trainers, and all institutions that have contributed to this success. Chief guest, allow me to appreciate, in conclusion, the support that we've received so far from the Minister of Education, the National Treasury, and in particular, the support that we've received from the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, and which has been the bedrock for our achievement. I also wish to extend my appreciation to our Principal Secretary, who is before us today, our chief guest, Dr. Esther Moria, whose leadership and guidance have steered us through challenges and paved way for this success. I appreciate the industry. Yeah, let's appreciate I appreciate the industry through the sector skills advisory committees who have played a big role in ensuring that our curricula is according to the requirements and expectations of the workplace. We appreciate TVET institutions who are represented here, trainers, assessors, verifiers, industry practitioners, and our trainees. And chief guest, allow me to mention that we have a sample of our trainees who are going to receive their certificates from you today. As we celebrate the achievements of the past year, I would like to acknowledge the crucial role played by the TVET CDACC Governing Council. Over the past year, the Council has provided strong leadership and guidance and helping us steer CBET systems towards greater heights. I am confident that the board will continue to play the pivotal role in implementing before I call the chairman to introduce our staff members. Or to call upon our pillar, our main pillar, representatives of the institutions led by the chief principals who are here to stand for introduction and recognition by the chief guest. Kindly, all the principals, the chief principals who have come, may God bless you as you stand for recognition. Thank you so much. Representatives of our development partners and the parties that we work with, kindly may stand for recognition. Development partners, our friends of TVET CDACC, thank you so much. May God bless you. Chief guest, allow me now to call upon the chairman of the council, Professor Ahmed Ferej, to make his remarks and move the rest of the program.
Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, the Principal Secretary, State Department for TVET, Dr. Esther Moria, other Principal Secretaries present, if there are any, TVET CDACC Council members, the Chief Executive Officer, Professor Kisilu Kitainge, Chief Executive Officers of other agencies present, other ministry officials present, our partners, the development partners present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. A very warm welcome to you all today to our events. But before I start my remarks, please allow me to introduce the members of the TVET CDACC Governing Council present with us today. Could you please stand? And as I call your name, just lift your hand. Dr. Kaberia Arimba, Mr. John Tuwei, who represents the PS, David Mwangi, Principal Nyeri Tech, represents Mwangi. Oh, sorry. I saw you at one point over there. And, thank you, Mr. Mwangi. Dr. Kipkurui Langat, the Director General for TVET Authority. He's not here. Mrs. Lois Kuto is asked to be excused. She is a principal for Rift Valley Technical Training Institute. Professor Kisilu Kitainge, the CEO, is an ex-officio. Mrs. Florence Suji, she represents industry. Dr. Mercy Mwaniki, she comes from Technical University of Kenya. Mr. Nyamai Wambua, Executive Officer, Chief Executive Officer for Federation of Juakali. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very grateful. You may sit down. I'm greatly honored to work with these ladies and gentlemen who have dedicated a lot of their time, a lot of their passion, and their energy and experience to turning around TVET CDACC. Our chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have you all here this morning as we unveil the TVET CDACC Strategic Plan for 2023-2027 and release the March-April 2024 assessment results, as well as celebrate a milestone in our development over the past 1 year. In his remarks during our inauguration, our CS, then the then CS, was very categorical that TVET CDACC must perform, failure to which he would send us all in the council packing. So our first major task at the council was to recruit a competent CEO to lead the organization. After a very competitive process, Professor Kisilu Kitainge emerged as the lead and was appointed CEO and council secretary. The CEO has had his work cut out for him as there were many issues to deal with. I'm glad to report that the reborn TVET CDACC undertook its responsibility with vigor under his leadership, and today I can gladly report that a lot has been accomplished. I shall highlight a few of these achievements. I notice there's a booklet that actually has more detailed information. And these highlights are based on the mandates of the organization, which is to develop curriculum, TVET curriculum, conduct assessment, and provide certification. Ladies and gentlemen, since the establishment of TVET CDACC in 2014, as stated by the CEO, we have developed over 400 curricula across the TVET spectrum. Over the past year, we have developed more curricula with the participation of industry players and other key stakeholders. We have also developed a curriculum development framework that will ensure that our training programs are aligned with industry needs and meet global standards, enhancing the employability of our graduates. Using this framework and with established sector skills advisory councils, we have undertaken the development of new curricula in new areas, such as maritime programs, with the support of key development partners. We have now formed 109 sector skills council advisory committees to ensure that our curricula remain relevant to industry and the labor market needs. Upon assumption of office, we found that there was quite a few long-standing issues. There were many students who had been assessed by TVET CDACC as far back as 2019 who had not received their transcripts and certificates. As you well would understand and appreciate, this is very difficult to finish your program and you have no certificate to help you in your search for employment. We have now addressed the backlog of pending certificates and result slips and issued for the first time TVET CDACC certification to our past graduates. This was done during the last meeting that we had here. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a major milestone which was crucial in recognizing the achievements of our graduates and facilitating their progress and entry into the labor force, which has helped to promote confidence in the work of TVET CDACC. In addition, an assessment and certification framework has also been developed to guide the institution in this vital area. Concurrently, TVET CDACC had to quickly start preparing assessment tools for those in training institutions. We conducted our first assessment in July 2023, immediately after taking office, for about 7,000 candidates. Each year, TVET CDACC offers 3 series of assessments, July, November, and March. As we prepare to offer the July 2024 series, I'm happy to note that the number of candidates registered has now grown to about 60,000. This requires a lot of hands-on activity, and we are glad to note that under the PS, we've been able to request for redeployment of staff from our institutions to come and assist. So we now have about 30 trainers who have been deployed to TVET CDACC and are assisting us to meet our objectives. The government's directive to TVET institutions last September to begin offering TVET CBET programs will result in the number of candidates growing rapidly in the next couple of years. That's why we need all those hands on the deck to help us achieve these objectives. Ladies and gentlemen, to further support the implementation of CBET in the country, we have now registered 355 assessment centers nationwide. This expansion has made CBET more accessible to learners, ensuring that they can undertake assessment in convenient locations. In addition to work on the ground in the field, we needed to improve our efficiency in the office. And to do this, CDACC had to embrace technology to streamline its operations. The development of a CDACC portal and ERP systems have enhanced the efficiency and effectiveness of our processes. Most of our clients can now obtain information directly from our online facilities, as well as register for exams and assessments in the same way. This is making our services accessible and user-friendly. In line with this, we have digitized now 25 curricula to support the implementation of CBET, making learning more flexible and accessible to our trainees. Our clients can now access all these things now online. Our chief guest, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our accomplishments are not just in numbers, but can be felt in the transformative impact we are making in the lives of our youth, our industry, as well as our nation at large. We are aware that our youth have been agitating for lack of adequate employment, and we hope that with the progressive and practical programs under CBET, this youth will be better catered for and will be able to find opportunities for employment within our economy. This reflects our commitment to excellence, innovation, and inclusivity in TVET. To keep us firmly on a consistent path and clear vision, we embarked on the development of a new TVET CDACC strategic plan for 2023-2027 in the third quarter of 2023. Your Excellency, we shall request you to launch this plan today. This plan outlines our vision, goals, and strategies for the next 5 years. It's a roadmap that will guide us as we strengthen our TVET system, enhance our curricula, improve our assessment and certification processes, and foster stronger industry labor market linkages, paving the way for a brighter future. At this juncture, I would like to really thank the World Bank and the International Labour Organization for their assistance in the development of this strategic plan. Our strategic plan is ambitious, but grounded in past achievements and lessons. It's a collective vision that aligns with the Kenyan government agenda pronounced in various policy documents. Your Excellency, the TVET CDACC 2023-2027 strategic plan acknowledges the challenges we have faced before and those likely to be faced in the future, and requires the continued support and collaboration of all our partners, government, industry, development partners, academia, and the community at large. As we celebrate the release of the March-April 2024 assessment results, I want to applaud the trainees for their commitment and hard work. And I also extend my deepest gratitude to our trainers, administrators, and all those who have supported our CBET trainees in their journey. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has contributed to our success in the past year. The achievement of the past year, of course, are a testament to our collective effort. It's your unwavering support and collaboration that has made these accomplishments possible. Let us continue to work together, innovate, inspire, and drive CBET implementation in Kenya. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, I thank you all for listening to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our chairman, Professor Ferrej. Our chief guest, His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi. With the permission of our CEO, Professor Kitainge, I welcome our planning officer to do a very brief presentation on our strategic plan.
Our chief guest, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, our Principal Secretary, Dr. Esther Moria, all invitees, good morning. I'm going to take you through our plan in a short. I'll just skim through it, and I'll just go to the strategic direction slide, which is we have the model section and our goals, which the first being to improve the quality and relevance of CBET. And our second goal is to enhance the institutional capacity. And the third being to strengthen oversight, governance, and accountability. And these are the main challenges that we experienced in the last planning period. And in this planning period, we want to work to ensure that we sort these issues. So the key result areas are as enumerated. The first being the curriculum development. And for this, our objective is to strengthen the curriculum development process. And we also want to strengthen the assessment. And also, our key area is on ISO certification to ensure that we are able to serve our customers better. So in a nutshell, those are our main areas in our plan. I'll not go through everything because of time constraints, and I'll give it back to our CEO just to say something.
Chief guest, our strategic plan covers all that is expected of bottom-up economic transformation, and we've covered the guidelines that are provided. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. At this point, Chief Guest, allow me now to call upon our Principal Secretary, State Department of TVET, to come and make her remarks.
Prime Secretary and CS Foreign Affairs, Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, the CDACC Council Chair, Dr. Professor Ferej, TVET CDACC Council members and CDACC CEO, Professor Kitange, other government agencies present, directors and other ministry officials present. Please, ministry officials present, could you be upstanding? Please be upstanding. All the ministry officials present here. Your Excellency, these are some of my officers. And then we have the principals present. All principals present, please be upstanding. Your Excellency, this is part of my principals in the various polytechnics. Professor Wajana na CEO, na chief guest. Because I want him to see the principals, Your Excellency, like I told you earlier on, these are my foot soldiers. They do an excellent job, and I am very, very proud of them, Your Excellency. Please give them a thank you very much. You may be seated. And I also recognize the development partners present. Thank you very much for being here. It is my pleasure to be part of this celebration as we launch the development plan as well as release the exam results. The technical, vocational education and training sector is a great enabler of the better agenda, Your Excellency, in the socio-economic development of this country. The TVET CDACC Strategic Plan 2023-2027 is a testament of our collection vision and the dedication to elevate the standards of vocational and technical education. And this strategic plan, Your Excellency, is not just a document, but a blueprint enabling the Council's plan to ensure that the TVET system is competency-based, inclusive, and geared towards producing industry-ready graduates. And Your Excellency, even if I did not say anything else, TVET CDACC is the body that is TVET, and it is the body that is going to ensure that this country is producing graduates that we need for industry. Graduates, Your Excellency, that are not just being trained for the sake of being trained, but they are being trained with an end in mind. Your Excellency, we are no longer in the business of training and just graduating students. We are in the business of training, examining, and certifying students to go somewhere. And Your Excellency, we are aware that the bigger government where you belong is helping us to even acquire international spaces, as we were discussing earlier on, and this is actually anchored in your ministry, to get us international spaces also where our young people can end up. So, Your Excellency, we are in the business of ensuring that whether in this country, in this continent, or internationally, the people that we are admitting, training, examining, and certifying are people who are well fit in any of these spaces across the world. And Your Excellency, today, as you are present with us here, we want to commit and recommit that that is our business for this country. I extend, therefore, my sincere gratitude to TVET CDACC because they are doing an excellent job. I want to be very fast. I want to commend the CEO, TVET CDACC, Professor Kisilo Kitenge, therefore, TVET CDACC staff and council members and all stakeholders for the great job that you are doing for the TVET sector. Indeed, had the curricula not been developed and implemented, we would not be sitting here today. I also want to congratulate all the trainees who have gone through the training and have been able to work with us to get to this end. In a special way, I have appreciated the Governing Council led by Professor Ferenc. They are doing a tremendous job, and we would like to encourage them to be able to continue doing that job. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look forward to the future, let us remain focused on our vision of a vibrant TVET sector that contributes to the socio-economic transformation of this country. Together, we can create a future where every learner has an opportunity to realize to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to the development of this country, like I've already said. Let us continue to work together in the spirit of collaboration. And Your Excellency, now that you are here with us today, we would want to invite you to this collaboration of TVET, so that, Your Excellency, we work together with your foreign space and other spaces to ensure that the youth that are even making some noise outside here, probably because they are not properly engaged, Your Excellency, if we continue to work together, we can ensure that these youth are better engaged. Let me also take this opportunity to invite you, Your Excellency. On the 29th to the 31st of this month, we will be celebrating TVET at 100. And in that space, we will also be able to tell the world a lot more of what we are doing and what we envisage to do. And Your Excellency, I can assure you, as I sit here with my generals, I am sure that we are committed to doing what it is that we are required by His Excellency, the President, your office, and all the Kenyans to do what we must do. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for what we are all doing for TVET, and we want to together assure His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, to deliver the message to His Excellency, the President, that our commitment in this piece is unequivocal. Thank you very much for listening to me, and allow me now to take this opportunity to invite, in a very humble way, the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, to deliver his speech.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you. Please be seated. The Principal Secretary, State Department for TVET, Dr. Esther Moria, the TVET CDACC Council Chairman, Professor Ahmed Faraj, TVET CDACC Council members, the CEO, Professor Kisilo Kitenge, CEOs of other government agencies present, directors and other ministry officials, development partners present, and the various heads of institutions who are here. And also officials from the Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Habari yenu? Najua kuna baridi lakini tujihami sasa. It is my pleasure to join you today as we mark 3 significant milestones in our journey towards enhancing technical and vocational education and training in Kenya. Today we launch the TVET CDACC Strategic Plan for 2023-2027 period, then release the March-April 2024 assessment results, and celebrate the outstanding achievements of the TVET CDACC Governing Council over the past year. Ladies and gentlemen, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has contributed to remarkable progress of the TVET sector. The sector is an important cog in the overall government strategic direction of ensuring youth employment in and beyond the region. The skills and competencies acquired guarantee the competitiveness of our youth in a rapidly evolving global economy. Ladies and gentlemen, my office as the Prime Cabinet Secretary is in charge of ensuring the effective functioning of government through coordination and the efficient delivery of public services. This is fundamental to ensuring that policies, programs, and projects developed across the various ministries, departments, and agencies are implemented seamlessly and yield the desired outcome for our nation. In this regard, the launch of the TVET CDACC Strategic Plan 2023 to 2027 is a significant milestone in our mission to revolutionize technical and vocational education and training in Kenya. This comprehensive plan, which outlines the vision, goals, and strategies for the next 5 years, is a roadmap that will guide the TVET sector in key areas such as curriculum development, assessment and certification, research and innovation, ICT integration, and industry linkages. As we move forward, let us remember that the success of this strategic plan relies on our collective efforts. It requires the active participation and support of all stakeholders, including government ministries, state departments, industry partners, educators, and students. Together, we can build a robust TVET system that not only meets the needs of our economy, but also empowers our youth and secures our nation's future. One of the strategic plan's core pillars is the emphasis on industry partnerships. We understand that the success of competency-based education and training curriculum is closely tied to our collaboration with the industry sector. Fostering strong relationships with industry stakeholders ensures that the programs in the curriculum are co-developed with the industry to remain relevant and responsive to employers' needs and also nurture entrepreneurship skills among the trainees. It is therefore imperative to align our efforts with the demands of the labor market to produce highly skilled graduates who are not only employable, but also capable of driving innovation and economic growth, ultimately contributing to the competitiveness of our industries. Ladies and gentlemen, I am also delighted to announce the release of the March-April 2024 assessment results. This assessment was diligently carried out from 11th March to 19th April 2024 across 131 TVET assessment centers. At level 3, 153 candidates were assessed in various courses, with 112, that is 73%, being male, and 41, or 27%, being female. The National Skills Certificate comprised 3 qualifications with 77 units of competency. At level 4, 2,179 candidates were assessed, with 1,169 being male, that is 54%, and 1,010 being female, that is 46%. The artisan's certificate comprised 32 qualifications with 32 units of competency. At level 5, 6,715 candidates were assessed, with 2,674 being female and 4,041, being male and 4,041 being female. The craft certificate comprised 53 qualifications with 660 units of competency. At level 6, 11,075 candidates were assessed with 5,246, that is 47% being male, and 5,829, 53% being female. The diploma comprised 95 qualifications with 1,274 units of competency. I note with appreciation the affirmative action that has led to increased female trainee enrollment at levels 4 to 6. Overall, 20,122 candidates were assessed in 193 qualifications across all levels, with 333 units of competency. This figure represents a remarkable 181% increase from the November-December 2023 assessment. I want to commend the Office of the Principal Secretary, TVET, for this exponential growth of candidature and evidence of the successful implementation of the competency-based curriculum. Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk a little bit about reinstatement of TVET CDACC in 2023 through a cabinet resolution can be attributed to these milestones we are celebrating today. The visionary leadership of the TVET CDACC Governing Council over the past year has been instrumental in driving the reforms and initiatives that have elevated the standards of technical and vocational education and training in our country. From developing competency-based curricula to implementing assessment frameworks, your contributions have laid a strong foundation for the future, and for that, I commend you. As you look ahead, you must continue to build on these achievements and strive for even greater heights. I am confident that with your collective efforts, you can realize your vision of a world-class CBET system. Let us remain steadfast in our commitment to excellence, innovation, and inclusivity. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I sincerely thank all the TVET partners, stakeholders, and the entire TVET community for supporting TVET CDACC. Together, we are shaping the future of our nation, one skilled graduate at a time. Let us work hand in hand to ensure that every Kenyan youth has access to quality technical and vocational education that empowers them to achieve their full potential. Lastly, as the Principal Secretary did indicate, I am aware that the TVET sector is marking 100 years of celebration. This is an opportune moment to take stock of key milestones that TVET has achieved for the last 100 years. It is an opportune moment for the TVET sector to make strong statements that indeed TVET works. Let us take this moment to call on the Kenyan youth and the entire country to embrace TVET, because it's TVET that is going to cause industrialization in Kenya. Let me, just before I conclude, let me emphasize 2 points. One, that before I came to the podium here, the last call I received was from the President of the Republic of Kenya. And when I told him why I was here, he was extremely excited, even in these challenging moments. Because he's a very, very passionate advocate of what you good men and women are doing for this country. So I want to assure you of his total support, maybe reassure you, not assure you, reassure you of his total support for what you're doing, because this is what you might call the fast lane to addressing the challenges of unemployment that is a big dilemma for the young people of this country. It is the fast lane, and therefore we heavily rely on you. I also want to commend the Principal Secretary. I don't have to tell you, I'm sure you can see it for yourself. She's a very passionate advocate of this cause. She speaks eloquently and very clearly and precisely when she's conveying a message. So it shows a lot of resolution, and I'm sure it cascades within her department so that we can all deliver on this very important agenda. With you for the young people who will be taking up opportunities outside our borders. We will work closely together because the opportunities keep coming up. Whereas Africa is experiencing a very high youth population, 70% of our young people, of our population, 1.4 billion, is primarily a young population. Other parts of the world are experiencing a crisis of an aging population. So the opportunities are very clear. The people we produce in our country. Competent, and the truth be told, the bulk of the diaspora that we have who work outside. One thing that has been also making Kenya stand out is that our young people out there have been primarily a very disciplined team in these various countries. Comparatively, without me mentioning, who would you prefer? They tend to tell you that we prefer the Kenyan people, to take up assignments in their spaces or in their countries. So, as we resolve the challenges we are facing today, I want to also send a message of appeal to our young people as they speak to us on other aspects of the economy and governance in the country. I also appeal to them that also do not undermine the credentials of a disciplined youth that emerges from Kenya. Let us not also undermine our own credentials. We have achieved something through our young people as being disciplined, focused. Let us also make sure that that specific strength or attribute is not undermined by our actions that do not reflect discipline as we go forward. It could have an impact on the great opportunities that we are providing both outside and even internally. We must not scare potential industrialists on the ability of our young people and the character of our young people. It is important that that remains a pivotal aspect of where we want to go. I can give examples. Right now, Germany, through their parliament, have said they have a gap of about 250,000 unskilled people. Skilled people. They want to recruit globally. Let Kenya provide maybe the bulk of that. And bilateral agreements are being negotiated. Labor agreements are being negotiated to that. We have other agreements within the European Union and others we are about to conclude another one with the United Arab Emirates, SEPA. And we are in motion with other Gulf states as well, anchoring a proper legal framework that will support our young people as they go into some of these places. There's a program that is also running as we speak, where the UK, for instance, has been coming in, and so far they have taken close to 2,000 young people in the agricultural sector in the United Kingdom. And they are now saying that this is a place. Only a few weeks ago, they were here again going through a recruitment process because there's good talent here. So you are laying the base and the foundation for a very strong engagement. But as we look outside, we must also not lose sight of the fact that at the end of the day, most of the jobs will be home-based. The bulk of the jobs will still be here in Kenya. And therefore, we must collectively work together so that industry can expand, agriculture can expand, the technological ICT space can expand, and other areas, so that the absorption, the greater absorption, remains here. Because we also need those young men and women to work here, anchored by those who get opportunities outside. So we all have a challenge, and I can tell you that as we reform, as we put the corrective measures in place going forward, our key anchor must be peace and stability, so that that environment can be conducive for everybody to go about their activities. It is easy to take it for granted, but I can tell you there's no peace in Sudan today. They are scattered. 23 million people, or 25, are facing a serious humanitarian crisis and total hunger. 10 million have been displaced. In some of our neighboring countries, there are serious challenges. So let's not, as a community, as a society, take our peace and stability for granted. Let us take corrective measures, but let us not undermine the peace and stability. The countries that have suffered have taken up to 40 years to start showing signs of recovery. Somalia went into chaos it is now they're beginning to show a little bit of recovery. 40 years. So if you're a young person today and your country does not recover in 40 years, if you are 18 or if you are 20 and your country is thrown into turmoil for the next 40 years, tell me where you will be. So it is important that we look at it more broadly and we encourage our young people as we express ourselves that there must be a clear indication that peace and stability are critical. The Sahel region is in devastation. Some people don't go to school whatsoever. So who are we breeding in those countries when nobody goes to school? What kind of nationals is the continent creating in different parts? So I really want to appeal in this particular sitting that we do what is right. Those in leadership and in authority do what is right. Those who are in school and whatever do what is right, so that we handle with dignity and integrity the responsibilities we have at every stage in our human life calendar, so that we can be able to move forward in a more positive manner going forward. So I just thought I should share this very briefly, not just with you, but with the nation, because we have our members of the Fourth Estate here. It is important that some of these issues are also brought up. All you need to do, if you get a chance, is to sometimes to switch on Al Jazeera. Switch on Al Jazeera and see for yourself what is happening in Sudan. It is very, very disheartening and very sad. We may think it's a game, but just go and switch it on and see for yourself. It is not fashionable to have a crisis of that magnitude in your country. We have a country to protect. Let us work together. We have made mistakes along the way. And don't be cheated. For as long as you're a human being, once in a while you stumble. Our forefathers were there. They did what they did. You cannot say they never made mistakes. They did make mistakes, but they held on to the country. We are here today. We shall make our mistakes, all of us. But the country must not go down with our mistakes, because there'll be another generation to come and take over. These are the critical issues that I think we all need to really ponder over and reflect upon. And I can tell you, resuscitating an economy is not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not instant coffee. It takes time. And sometimes it can take a very, very long time. Sit back and imagine what it might take to reconstruct Gaza. We must reflect on some of those things. So as we move forward, what happens? We must also look at the young people you are training in the TVETs here. The truth be told, some of them are self-employed. They are making their beds. They are making furniture in certain aspects of our cities and our urban areas. Now, just imagine you as a TVET, you have done your graduate, you've done your best, you've taken time, you've designed your bed, or you've designed a piece of furniture, and come and damage it, and ruin it. You have spent money, perhaps you have, it's on credit, financial institution or society. Those guys will not wait for you. They'll want their payment. But somebody somewhere has just come and damaged it. That's not right. Even if you are expressing yourselves, why are you impoverishing the young men and women who are the TVET? Because the truth be told, at my age, Musalia Mudavadi, I am now old, I cannot learn that skill. I would be a very slow operator of the kind of skills that you're dealing with. So who are you undermining when you hit at those places? You're undermining the young people of this country. Not Musalia Mudavadi, the young people. So I thought that sometimes we should not shy away from speaking to some of these issues, but in a sober manner so that we all reflect on them. We take criticism as it comes, we learn from it, but always a moment of meditation, taking a step back and reflecting. How would you sleep if you know you have destroyed somebody's life savings, another young person's life savings? How do you sleep? Does it feel good? I don't know. But I think I would have nightmares if I know I have been destroying my sister's or my brother's business enterprise in Chavakali, or in Kakamega, or in Nyeri, or in Lunga, or in Isbania. So let's take a moment as a country and reflect on some of these issues. So ladies and gentlemen, it is now my opportunity to say that TVET Act number 29 of 2013 and Executive Order number 1 of 2022, I officially release the March-April 2024 assessment results and declare the TVET CDACC strategic plan officially launched. God bless you and thank you so much. Good. So what do we do next?
Chief guest, I request you, yes, to
Let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause as we. So we have the strategic plan handed over to the chief guest. A round of applause for that. Our strategic plan is now officially launched. The confetti, please. It's so close to the guests. Take care. Thank you very much. The strategic plan is launched and the results are released. We shall have the CEOs handing over.
Standing here, I request our candidates to come and receive their certificates from the chief guest. Vivian Mudhoni Kinywa, please come forward quickly. Eric Waboba Jomo, come and receive your certificate from the chief guest. Josephine Achieng Awino, come and receive your certificate from the chief guest. Victor Kibet, please come and receive your certificate. And Nancy Kerubo.
A lot of applause for that also.
Thank you, Chief Guest. Thank you so much, Chief Guest. And in the interest of time, we appreciate you so much. Yes.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. This has been tremendous. And in the interest of time, we will request you to just cut that cake, Your Excellency, just with a knife. So that Siopanga. Yes, Your Excellency, this is to celebrate the council for having existed for 1 year, and we commend them, and let us give them a loud clap. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, and congratulations to the council. Please continue doing a perfect job, Professor Ferrej and company. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, in the interest of time, and because we know His Excellency the President is waiting for you, we want to end with a word of prayer so that we release you.